May I request we keep our business short today? My batteries only have 4 hours and 23 seconds left, unless you can provide me with an extension cord. Your visits are always unexpected. I appreciate that. Door knocking is more of a formality than a functional necessity.
Hi everyone. It has been a while. Been missing for a couple of weeks due to hectic schedules and health. But things are getting better. Missed out on the raids in 1.8 sadly. But I am so excited for all the anniversary events. So many new and awesome characters, new skins and freebies. Lucy design is so cool and I really like the machinery vibe. There is special interactions on Lucy too. Similar to Chunyang, picking Lucy in login screen, you can see special animation every time you log in, which is kinda cool and makes the character more unique. Lucy is the newest intellect character from Anniversary 1.9 patch. It has been one good year and Blupak is cooking very well with Semawise, Lucy, Kakania releasing in this patch. Going through her skill kit, she is quite overloaded and also mainly designed as pure damage carry-based character. Also, I notice a lot of discussion recently talking about whether to skip Chunyang and wait for Lucy and Winsong. Personally, after trying Lucy out, I would still 100% recommend getting Chunyang simply because she does what she is supposed to do very well, that is removing defensive counts on enemies due to her extra action, easier to proc and faster than any other units available, on top of having very good DPS. Personally, Winsong is a very burst-based character and you really have to put in more effort to stack her skills before releasing her ultimate to get the damage output, which is not very smooth and easy to use as compared to Chunyang. As I said before in previous videos, some characters are just feels good and easy to use. Winsong is definitely not one of them. So, how about Lucy? Well, at first, she feels complicated to understand mainly because she is the first character that has the skill evolve mechanics. Honestly, Blupak is seriously cooking with the game. Lucy's strengths and weaknesses are very obvious. Compared with the previous limited character, Chunyang, Lucy's warm-up mechanics makes her unable to be used in normal daily activities such as clearing Shapadanti or dust dungeons. We have to put away the thinking that Lucy can be used like Chunyang, which can be put into any team setup and roll with it. Lucy is the raid boss DPS carry, so she excels in main post, especially those boss that constantly summon mobs. Lucy can advance all her skills faster in this scenario and at later stage can trigger more Genesis damage to the raid boss. Electric Surge is Lucy's second skill, which uses the standard model with a multiplier of 150%, 225%, 375% at 1, 2, 3 stars. When consuming Dynamo, the original attack that hits 2 targets can be turned into 3 targets, with an increase of 1.5 times. When consuming Dynamo against 1 or 2 targets, the special effect is changed to 1, 2, 3 stars to increase the multiplier by 40%, 60%, 100%, with an increase of 1.27 times. After advancement of this skill, Electric Surge deals additional Genesis damage, but this Genesis damage cannot proc critical hit. After advancement, Lucy's Electric Surge is 106.67% higher than the standard model of the group attack multiplier. If you compare Electric Surge Genesis damage with 37's Triangulation skill, you will find that the value of Lucy's Electric Surge after advancement is indeed exaggerated. 37's first skill, Triangulation, deals 140% mental damage plus 40% Genesis damage, compared to Lucy's Electric Surge after advancement, deals 150% reality damage plus 80% Genesis damage. This AoE damage skill exceeded the single target damage by great deal. Also, consuming Dynamo increases the reality damage, but will not affect Genesis damage multiplier, likely to balance Lucy's output. Power of Speed is Lucy's first skill, which adopts the standard model damage multiplier of 200%, 300%, 500% at 1, 2, 3 stars. Consuming 10 Dynamo stacks gives 60%, 90%, 150% multiplier at 1, 2, 3 stars. We can see that consuming 10 Dynamo stacks boosts this skill to 1.3 times the original multiplier. Like Chunyang, the concept of consuming stacks to boost own damage multiplier makes her a truly unique character. However, the tricky part of this skill lies in her advancement feature. After advancing Power of Speed, this skill basically changed into 2 target skill. Total multiplier of the 2 target skill is 10% higher than the standard model of the group attack multiplier. Also, after advancement, the conversion of dynamo to damage ratio becomes significantly more efficient. After advancement, damage dealt to single target is 1.27 times stronger and 1.36 times stronger against 2 targets. Stacking dynamo becomes much easier and Lucy will ramp up faster. Of course, in summary, this skill deals much better damage versus 2 targets rather than 1 target, post-advancement. Lucy's special pursuit called Conservation of Energy is considered similar to 37's supplementary formula. It is also a rank 2 skill, so you can actually proc another story Psycube if you want to use it on Lucy. Also, Svila's buff can boost this skill by 120% multiplier through the Song of Passion buff. The base form deals 100% reality damage and consuming 10 dynamo stacks boosts the penetration rate by 50%. Of course, through advancement upgrade, Conservation of Energy skill ignores all dodge, in other words, it is a guaranteed hit skill. This skill also does not trigger counterattack or reflect damage based. Also, if the target is 50% health or lower, this skill will deal an additional 50% reality damage. As of now, this skill still has some bugs in gameplay. For instance, when all the enemies are killed and no more enemies in the field, Lucy may proc this skill and consumes the dynamo stacks and hit the air. Also, when 37's supplementary formula kills a target, while the other target dodges, the triggered Conservation of Energy can be dodged by enemy too. Lucy's ultimate, a step forward, is a single target ultimate, but it is also a non-attack single target, therefore you cannot proc Psycubes like Luxurious Leisure. Since the ultimate grants a series of buff, you can make use of Long Night Talk Psycube. Let's go through each buffs and how to make use of them. We get Pragmatist, which lasts for 2 turns, gains 1 stack of Data Iteration, and 2 stacks of Charged Ammunition. Pragmatist basically gives Lucy Afflatus advantage buff, so we deal 10% more damage against all Afflatus. But this does not make Lucy really have the Afflatus advantage per SC. She can still use Balance, Please Psycube, which works on any Afflatus except Spirit Afflatus. Second buff is Data Iteration, which gives extra 4% attack, that is stackable, but the only way to get its stacks is through using Lucy's ultimate or whenever enemy defeated. Last buff is called Charged Ammunition, which gives 5 dynamo stacks. Once we have advanced every skills, we can upgrade ultimate, which gives 10 dynamo stacks instead. We get 1 extra Moxie too. You can see that the idea of her kit is mainly to speed up the advancement of all her skills to get maximum damage output without compromising much DPS. Lucy's insights can be easily summarized. Insight 1 is the key to build a good team around Lucy. For every Moxie you gain, you get 2 dynamo stacks. Every Moxie or Eureka gained by allies, Lucy get 1 dynamo stack. Lucy can be paired with characters like Six, which can provide buffs every round and less AP greedy, Isolde, which provides debuffs, 37, which is good against multiple enemies and has Eureka like Six. Support, I would recommend Vila as first choice due to her insane buffs and critical boost, followed by Tooth Fairy with her critical resist debuffs. 5-star characters like Yenisei, which gives good sustain, and the new character Lorelei with good damage reduction and critical damage buffer are good too. I don't recommend Ezra simply because he is AP hungry support. Second insight boosts her critical by 10%, and third insight gives Lucy a leadership buff. All allies will deal extra 10% damage against weaker Afflatus and casts Conservation Energy once. Every time an enemy defeated, Lucy will cast Conservation Energy and gains 10 dynamo stacks. Based on a lot of trials, majority of CN players opted for this resonance setup for highest critical rate and decent health. However, for those who run Tooth Fairy and Lucy comp, the second setup is designed to have lesser critical rate, more defense, and raw attack power. Steps Forward is the best in slot Psycube for Lucy. The difference between full amplification Steps Forward and base Amplify level 1 is quite huge. However, if you have limited resources in raising new Psycubes, you can still opt for Necessary Record, Balance Please, or 5-star Yearning Desire. Just the raw stats buff from Knock on the Door Psycube is quite good to match Steps Forward too. Here is the damage chart comparison used against single target enemy, 2 targets, and 3 targets, unlike previous characters whereby Blasphemer of Night can almost match other best in slot Psycubes for new characters. Steps Forward is indeed remarkably stronger. I would recommend prioritize saving your gluttony to amplify this specific Psycube if you want to pull for Lucy. As to why Yearning Desire is pick as comparison is mainly because a lot free-to-play budget build commonly runs a full amplified Yearning Desire as main DPS Psycube. Here are some of the test runs using Lucy in event story mode.
Join with us, comrades.
The moment of utterance.
It could be found. I will remember your sacrifice.
Charging.
Learn from silence.
Are you irrational numbers? Keep up the pace.
Target confirmed.
Don't worry. Isn't that?
The moment of silence.
Loading.
Intersect and divide.
We walk in long nights.
Faraday's miracle.
We share the same dream.
The moment of utterance.
It could be found.
Charging.
To bright a future for everyone.
We walk in long nights.
Form is above all.
Barrage. Circuit functioning properly.
I will remember your sacrifice.
Loading.
The moment of silence.
I, Robot, Child of Science.
Hot scale.
The light that illuminates all.
Lucy, 6.
Victory?
Vila, 37 seems
Okay.
not bad though.
But what does it mean to us? I mean, what does it prove?
What about removing Vila and putting 37 and Isolde with 6? Let's see how Lucy fare.
It is here.
The moment of utterance.
Loading.
Isn't that? Tu peux la jeter maintenant, la charme d'opère.
Barrage.
Aha.
Shell. Damage.
It could be found. I can hear it.
Charging.
The moment of silence.
Are you irrational numbers? Ah!
Aim and shoot.
Learn from silence. Ah.
It is here. Isn't that?
The moment of utterance.
I can hear it. Mon officier n'est pas un capitaine. Intersect and divide. Huh. Winterstürme wischen den Bonnemond.
The moment of
It
silence.
could be found.
Loading.
It is here.
Learn from silence.
Time to check my calculation.
Barrage.
Airspace cleared. Preparing now.
Victory? Okay, but what does it mean to us? I mean, what does it prove? Timekeeper, the first preparation stage is complete. What is this? It has more hands than all the members of a band combined. Timekeeper, there's a gigantic creature emerging from the portal. We must complete stage 2 as soon as possible.
Better finish it off before we start stage 3.
Copy that. This is a critical moment. Everyone stay alert and await my command. Join with us, comrades.
The condition here is to use Intellect Afflatus to deal damage. Using other Afflatus will cause the boss to charge up ultimate faster.
I will remember my sacrifice.
Charging.
Shut face.
We walk along
Aim and shoot.
Is this creature changing its afflatus to match that?
Huh. A mimic strategy. Clever. But we can also use it to our advantage. Everyone, rotate your arcane skills. Make sure we always have the stronger Afflatus.
Moment of silence.
Loading. Charging.
Benefit from reading. We walk along lights.
The light that illuminates. Barrage.
Moment of utterance. The moment of silence.
Loading.
Till the torch is lit.
Aim and shoot.
Please be careful.
Eliminate target.
Chin up. The creature is defeated. Cool.
There's no time.
Come on. Connected. Lilian, Regulus. It's time.
I expected there to have second phase. Sadly didn't manage to launch all the ultimates. Haha. See you guys next video.